Sorry if I'm a bit quiet. I am currently working on some stuff. Also, my fan's running in the background, so that's another reason why I decided to like turn my volume down a little bit. So I apologize. Um, Hold on. I'm looking something up as well. There we go. I I'm going to be trying to work to the best of my ability on this cover, since I put up a vote on my art only channel and stuff, and you guys said, you guys wanted that one, you guys voted for the cover, so I figured, well, I'll honor it. And it was the only one that I actually kind of didn't mind. Not gonna lie. It was one of my favorites, actually. So I'm gonna kind of be honest with you. I'm glad that people voted for it, because it's the only sketch for the cover that I'm genuinely was happy with. And to be honest with you, it's one that I really hope comes out looking good. So hold on. Go back. There we go. I'm just so paralyzed. I'm just so I have no feeling. I'm paralyzed. I'm paralyzed. When did I become so numb? When did I lose myself? All the words of my tongue. Also, if my model is acting weird, I don't know what it is. I'm hoping that I can get this cover looking alright, at least. For at least for issue 1. Well, like, not really issue 1, but like, the first bit of the comic. I wanted to make sure that it has a good cover, it has a good idea to it, because what I had in mind was calling it Star Wars Jedi Survivors, because I was trying to think of different names. Like, you have Battle Scars, which is basically already a graphic novel, and I couldn't do that. So, and I know somebody's already done the idea of Jedi Survivors already, maybe. So I might have to, like, try to think of a better name. Like Star Wars Jedi Aftermath. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a name that could work. If, you know, people are curious. But it is not easy. Because when it comes down to it, comic-wise, you know, it's not easy to come up with names for stuff, and also, in general, I don't know. It's one of those things where I don't want to, like, accidentally, like, do something that, like, somebody, like, name the comic something that's already been named, and, like, have somebody else, like, hey, that's something I did, you know, get your own blah blah blah. I don't want that. So, like, I'm hoping I can, like, find, like, a balance of, like, something that works. Because I will say that when doing this, I found that, like, naming, like, I have a good idea for, like, the book, like, sub names. Like, this one would, this book itself, or, like, the, like, part 1 of the fan comic is basically chapter 1 is called Divergence. For a multitude of reasons. I thought chapter 1, like, kind of treat it like 5 years later, where there'd be, like, chapters, you know, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. And the thing was, I wanted to make sure you know, um, that when doing this, I actually had a good idea, like for everything. That's why I put up the vote for the covers and for the stuff. Uh, uh, Hold on. But yeah, I have a decent idea. Um, there's Vic and her stuff. Basically, it would be a comic of like a different timeline, like just going from Fallen Order to eventually Survivor at some point, but having stuff that could happen that be a little different. I'm hoping this cover comes out looking good, because I did do a basic sketch before and then tried to like ink it like roughly. I had the cover be the same length as the page. I don't know if like that was a good decision on my end. It probably was not. Which probably was a mistake, but a lot of the times I'm still trying to figure stuff out, so I don't know if it's gonna matter. So there's that. Um, hold on. Do that. Hold on. second. Trying to think. Also, if the fan bothers anybody, I can try to turn it down. Because it, like I said before in previous streams, like my room's kind of like a furnace, so I try to keep it somewhat chill, or not chill, but try to cool myself off a bit. And that's not easy. So, yeah. So yeah. I'm hoping, now this isn't perfect, I'm trying to like figure out the lighting. Dang it. Shoot. I'm trying to make sure, because I've never been good at lighting. Lighting has not been my strong suit. Because I had a good idea of what I wanted. Because, obviously, darn it. I love Star Wars, but I'm not like a super fan, but like I'm a big enough fan to where it's fun. I'm trying to catch up more on my art projects because I've been swamped with so many video related things that I either have to make A, assets for, or B, I just don't, like, I just kind of will take long breaks and just not really think about it. So I figured now would be a perfect time to like jump back into the pool, metaphorically, and try to get some stuff like figured out, drawn, maybe even do some requests later on in the stream after like I get this somewhat figured out. Cause my ideal pitch, at least cover wise, was kind of like playing on the idea of like a diverging paths. Like this is like diverging of like light and darkness, and what's the word? I figured it could, you know, work. So that's why I'm doing something like this, where I'm doing like a cover it gives a better idea if you guys looked at the previous sketches. I put out recently. You guys would know if anybody's in the chat. I would stream this, by the way, to Twitch as well, but I can't anymore. Prism has locked the ability to do that behind a paywall, and I don't have the time, the money, or to deal with that BS, so I decided to not even fool with that, and just stream to YouTube tonight, and because heck with that. Hell, I might even download the stream later on and kind of like put it as like a mini video on my art channel, because, you know, why not? But basically, the pitch that I have for like the Star Wars Jedi fan comic would, if just kind of doing something that I know a lot of people have done, because I know a lot of people have like, oh, what if Trilla did live? Like, you know, like people have they've drawn that concept before. And I thought, okay, but not many have thought past that central idea. Like, well, she lives, yeah, but how would she actually affect the timeline? Like, how would her presence and living actually affect things for better or for worse? Like, how would she affect Cal's journey? How would she change just the basics of the idea? And I've always been this way, where I always try to think of the wider scope and the more creative the idea. So I figured, you know what, why not actually turn that just one concept into a comic? Like, what, like showing what a divergence of like the actual Star Wars Jedi timeline of like and how things could change, taking from the actual canon lore, and making it, you know, and tweaking it and running with that on the idea. So, you know, Trilla lives at the end of Fallen Order. How would that affect, you know, events afterwards, like going into battle scars, to also Jedi Survivor, and I love that concept so much that I thought, well, why not play around with it? Like, why not, you know, mess around with the idea of basically, you know, showing, you know, how her presence could change things. Like, maybe, what if she at first doesn't trust Bode, and she kind of could catch on to him being more than what he seems, or maybe, you know, there's a bit of kindred spirits in her and him that they fall in love, and it adds more weight to Bode's betrayal than just Cal. It also affects Trilla, because, like, maybe, you know, similar to how like, maybe this could change like aspects of like Bode's character, because his interactions with Cal do change him a little bit, and he does question, like, maybe I shouldn't do this. Well, what how would that have been more effective if also Trilla was another reason of him questioning things? And I feel like that aspect is something I want to try to tackle, I want to try to do when I get to the later bits. But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself a little bit, because the first issue kind of just sets the idea into motion. I wanted to kind of like show like a divergence of like, you know, Trilla's death, obviously. So like you have that conversation, the one-to-one from the game. But maybe there's also more there, like in the thought process of Trilla, like you can have her thoughts be like, you know, being played out here. And you can like read that, and like there's more to that. And I know that there are people that that do ship Cal and Trilla together, and I understand why, but I'm not going that route. I'm not going that route. There's a reason why, you know, he does like Marin, but he kind of cuts himself off of the idea. And I feel like that also could be something that could be tested by Trilla if she was to live. And that's something I thought about messing around with. Because I felt like there was a lot of things I like to do. Like, when coming up with, like, ideas for anything, I always try to go for different perspectives, different things. Even for art, I go through multiple iterations. That's why there was so many attempts, lack of a better word, for the cover. Because I wanted to make sure that there was a good concept or an idea there that I wanted to play around with. Excuse me. And it's always the same way with videos, because like just today I went through like I think about about 12 or 10 different recordings trying to work on my ideas for like a Danny Phantom video game. And I can never really get it just right trying to fool around with it. One, just because, like, I'm very much a perfectionist when I'm recording, and if something doesn't align right, or it doesn't really fit well, most often than not, I try to make sure, like, I'm going back and looking at, like, different lines, different things, and, like, okay, does this sound good? Does this look good? And most of the time, I'm just sitting there like, no. Because I obviously don't like listening to my own voice when recording, but I also want to make sure that there is a good edit there as well for stuff. And most often than not, when I'm recording, like whether it's lines or whatever, there's a lot of me just getting frustrated because I do record from my phone, and that plays a factor of just pure rage because I just hate recording. But also there's a thing of like having to hunt down clips and hunt down different things to make sure stuff works. And most often than not, I realized that when recording aspects of stuff, I realized that I'm always trying to, I wouldn't say one-up myself. I'm always trying to make sure I get things to a level where I'm comfortable, or if where I feel like it could actually, people will get it. And if I don't think that people will get it, then I'm just more often than not just trying to re-record it till I do, or they do. And the thing is, I've been trying to record audio first, or work on art or different things first. And most often than not, it's 50-50 because, like, I like the idea of doing the editing first, but then I have to work from like it's a lose-lose situation because I found like it's just like with comics or the comic stuff, I have to work off of what I have. If I do it an opposite angle, it's always a lose-lose situation. I don't know. I kind of just rambling while I'm working. Just kind of like trying to make sure I'm doing this right. Because it's a red background, so it's gonna be 50-50. I don't know. I'm gonna probably just mute myself a little bit because I don't think many people are gonna be joining anyways, so. Oh, hey man. Welcome in. Hopefully you're doing well. My day's alright. Just doing same old, I guess. Try to get some recordings done. Work a little bit. And, what's the word? That's not working. If it's too thick, it looks weird. If it's too... Can't win, can I? It's so annoying. Can't win. Oh, for fuck. No. I want... You know the biggest issue I have with this this damn thing? It's the fucking... It's the fucking pins. It pisses me off because anytime I'm fucking doing this shit, especially on a basic tablet, inking is a bitch because it makes it looks very pixely, and I know damn well, because like if I go too thick right now, it looks off. If I go too thin, it barely shows up. So it's like there's no fucking middle ground. Okay, that's not bad. Oh, for fuck. Mother. Fucker. There we go. No. Oy, I think I might have to freaking redraw her. I like elements of when I did this. Like, some stuff came out looking great, and then there's stuff I didn't finish that looks god-awful. That's what pisses me off, is that I'll go back to something, and I'll take another look at it, and I'm just sitting there pissed off, because it just looks like shit. So it kind of forces me to have to, like, redraw everything. Which I'm probably going to do either way. Because I've been meaning to, like,
do something with this for a bit, and I haven't had the time. I could have sworn, though, hold on. I could have sworn that I already did something with Sally and finished her at one point on stream, and I was looking for the art for it. I could have sworn I did, though. That's what drives me nuts, is like I have like sketches. Okay, so that was that was when I was struggling. Stuff for the Resident Evil thing. There's another one when it was in basic sketch. Another basic sketch. Anatomy, poses for animation shit. Rough stuff. More rough stuff. Stuff that I'll probably never finish. Okay, so that's where it's at. But I could have sworn that I don't. Wait. Okay, that's another one when it was in basic. Rough sketch, rough sketch. Nothing. Well, that annoys me. It's not too uncommon that I don't save something and I fuck up. But I could have sworn, though. I could have sworn that I did something. Did I? No, I didn't do it with, didn't put it with that. That's just all animation stuff. God damn it. That's just all animation stuff. That's thumbnails. That's for the comic. And this is another fan art bit. And it's not here. Well, shit. Yeah. Probably ain't staying on for too long, though. But that does annoy me a little bit, because I could have sworn I did, save. I had a save where it was more done and I had her hair figured out and shit. But it probably got deleted or something. Knowing me and knowing shit, either it got deleted or I didn't save it or something happened, I don't know. Because typical. Now I can't even find where I had it. Man, shit. See, this is the shit I'm talking about, motherfucker bullshit. There it is. Okay, so that I'll save now as a copy so I can go in and do more work on it and figure it out later. Gallery, good. Okay, let me see. Let me go to the comic cover. And see if I can do some more work on this for a minute. Oh, right, I forgot. Let's see. Become ashamed. Where's the person that I know? They must have left. They must have left with all my faith. Trying to figure this out. Might just do some request sketches here in a bit after I've finished this up. And then after that, I'll kind of call it for the night. I'm hoping I could, when I get my computer set up, I can do better quality art streams and actually have a better layout when I'm streaming. So no, I don't think so. Cold. I think you can change my past. No, thank you. Where's the person that I know? They must have left. They must have left with all my faded No. No. Nope. Not it. Nope. No, thank you. Inside, paralyzed, I'm scared to die. I know I'm time to go, but I'm still alive. Into my pockets, so you can dress them. Well, I just watch them. I just watch them. Like on top of it. No problem. Let me remember lost. Where are my feelings? I no longer feel things. No, I shouldn't. Shut up. No. You can't me inside. I'm just so paralyzed. I'm just so paralyzed. Shut up. I'm not moving. I'm not moving. Where's the real me? Where's the real me? I'm paralyzed. I'm paralyzed. I'm paralyzed. Just doing the shading for the cover is something. And no, the fuck it's not. Plus, comic covers are easy to draw because you kind of get a better idea of them anyways, because you're just kind of, it's just like one still image and you can add the title and do whatever. But anything after that is, well, you know.
Well, I don't really feel like doing any basic request sketches because I know there's not enough people here to do all that. So I think I'm gonna call it a night anyways. So, yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know I'm gonna probably try to stream a little bit more on my Twitch, but or try to stream on my gaming channel a little bit more soon. I know I need to get a lot of videos done over there, and on the art channel, I don't care anymore. I just fuck it, you know. I don't care. So yeah, I'm just gonna call it, but hopefully I can get more done, which is the plan. But till then, have a good rest of your yeah, I love it. Yeah. Plus, I know I need to do stuff for this comic, so that's another thing I need to do. Add to the list of multiple things. Alright, peace out. Good night. Bye-bye. Yes.